Alright, yo, what is up, guys? I know this topic is late, but I'm gonna talk about Keemstar versus Scarce. Hold on, let me just. I'm gonna go talk. I want to talk about the Keemstar versus Scarce little debate thing. I think they're gonna be cool, like a month or two. I don't think that they're really going to hold grudges. Keemstar said he would, but I just don't see it happening. Now, a lot of people are getting mad at Keemstar, which I mean, I can see Keemstar. I don't want to say he is an asshole, but he can be an asshole sometimes. So people tend to already have like a pre-accusation about him that he's going to be in the wrong, but in this situation he wasn't in the wrong. Now the reason I say that is because there's a lot of things that Scarce does that's kind of iffy sometimes. He pretends to kick his players all the time, which isn't really like a professional thing to do, and he's supposed to be a team leader, and he's just not being professional. He always does add his own little opinions in there, and he's saying that like he like Keemstar says, he doesn't really go by the facts. He just says what he thinks. He said that the Phase 3 million team Taj was confirmed to be released like 2-3 months ago. That didn't happen. He's talked about the Phase CSGO team. He's saying that it was gonna be confirmed, and it wasn't confirmed until like a few days ago, which actually Keemstar confirmed. So there's like a lot of little things that Scarce does that isn't by the truth. So when you're watching his news, you have to be a little like iffy, like, can I trust this, can I not? I forget what the video was, but there was one video where he said like, I don't even want to put up the screenshots, it's too much work. Like, how are you gonna rely on somebody for facts if they're not even gonna put the effort into putting simple screenshots by pressing 2 buttons? Or if you have Gazo, just take the screenshot. It's really not that difficult, especially if your channel is for the news. But I understand where he's at. He has like a schedule, so he has to always have new fresh content to post and be updated on. So I'm not hating on his channel. I'm just saying that there are little things where he does take them out of hand. Just putting that so you guys can take that into consideration. Now, what happened with Keemstar is, I do think that tweet was funny when that person said that the grandpa died. I would have laughed at that, because that's just ironic. That's talking about life, and then he's like, oh no, my grandpa died. I would have taken that as fake. Keemstar said obviously it wasn't. It was obviously a troll. I wouldn't go that far to say it was obvious, like a no-brainer, but I would take that as a troll too. And even if it's not, people die. It's funny. I've had deaths in my family, and I can joke about them because death happens to everybody, so it's not something that you can't joke about. You know what I'm saying? So that happened, and then the Obey member made a sexual comment about Keemstar's daughter, which is really fucked up. Once you say something about somebody's kid, that gives them the card to go crazy. Like that, you're allowed to say whatever and do whatever once somebody says something like that about your child. Period. You're allowed to go all out, all psycho. So Keemstar did that. He just went all out, and he still had it in the back of his head, like he's all paranoid about people saying stuff about his daughter. He's angry about it, and I personally don't think that Scarce really laughed in that video. But I mean, I can kind of hear a chuckle, and I can see where Keemstar, he's mad, and he's like, oh my god, he fucking chuckled, and then he called him out for it. If Scarce was really a good friend, he would have known Keemstar like that, and he would have ignored it. Just ignore it, let it calm down, because you know that Keem just needs to take a little time to think. You know? And then it just turned out into a whole beef. Back and forth and back and forth. And I can see how Keemstar is telling the truth in a lot of different situations. And there's a couple things that Scarce... Okay, for example, actually, Scarce starts his video by saying that Keemstar is psychotic, or something like that. Here, I'll... Straight to the facts, I'll watch the video.
Like, this guy is a psychopath, and I...
See right there, he says this guy is a psychopath. That's an objective statement that you're making before you even put the facts straight. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to form a bias before you actually watch the video, and that's never a good thing to do. When you do that, well, I mean, it's a good thing for him, because then before the people watch the video, they're already on one side or the other. So for making an argument, he does have a good structure, But if he just wants to report the facts of what happened, this is not good, and he's preventing people from having a mind of their own so far.
I can't fucking believe it. This guy is crazy.
He keeps on talking about how he's crazy.
The fuck out of me, and
Okay, and he's not harassing the living fuck out of you, because in the video he's trying to make it seem like Keem put all of his fans against Scarce. But if you really look at it, there's more hate on Keem's side than Scarce's side. So how is it that Scarce is the victim when Keem's getting the hate? You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you guys what actually happened from my point of view. I made a video yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was a commentary.
If you noticed, he had a pause and he said, "From my point of view," so that way he knows, or he makes sure that when he's caught on a lie, that it can come back and he can say, "Well, I said from my point of view." So he doesn't lock himself in facts.
On defense.
See, I just the way that Scarce is trying to, he's a really good manipulator, and I'll give him that.
To basically attack the replies to this tweet. Almost every single reply said it was fucked up. You know, most.
And again, he's saying how a lot of people were against Keem, so how is Scarce still a victim? Now, this also is a method to try to get people to be on your side. It's kind of like the odd one out. There's been a lot of psychology studies with this, and one of the biggest examples was one where everybody said it was. They gave you shapes, and it said which two shapes are the same. You had a circle, a circle, a circle, a triangle, a circle, and a square. And so it was a controlled group, which means that everybody knows what's going on except for one person in the room. So the last person was the person that didn't know that everybody else was trying to trick them. They all said it was the circle and the triangle were the same shape. So when it came to him, he's like, obviously a circle and circle are the same, but since everybody else was saying circle triangle, he went along with it and said circle triangle. So this is basically the same thing of manipulation. Now, I just want to get I'm not hating on Scarce. I watch Scarce's videos. I watch Keem's videos. I'm just saying in this situation, Scarce is wrong and Keem is right. Well, they're both wrong, but.
I mean, if you look at it, it's insane. Most of them are saying that it's fucked up. His drama.
Every time Keem does fuck up, he will apologize. I will say that. With Basher, which is huge. That was one of his biggest reports. He manned up and he apologized after that. So Keem will own up to his mistakes. He tries his best to get the facts, and sometimes you slip up. So, but I've never once heard Scarce say that he was wrong and he is sorry. Even right now, he adds a but. He goes, "I'm sorry, but you're still wrong," which doesn't really work. I don't want to break down this whole video because then it kind of will seem like I'm doing a hate video, but I'm just saying you need to think about it from more of a psychological point of view, and you need to really have an open mind when you do this. You need to look at straight facts and the background of everybody. Keemstar, he was just trying to defend his daughter, and then somebody tried making it into like a big deal, and Keem went back. He was still mad. It happens, but Scarce didn't have to blow it up like that. And then, the other thing, Scarce was saying that Keem was saying he's gonna go to his house. I was on Twitter I was actually having so much fun on Twitter. I was like, ooh, it's beef. But no, Keemstar was not saying that he's going to go to his parents' house and kill anybody or anything like that. It was just two different ideas that came at the same time, so people will. Scarce was like, ooh, I can put these two together and make it seem like Keem's a bad guy. And then people are like, oh shit, like Keem's a bad guy. Scarce actually tricked them. And that's how it happened. But basically Keem was just helping Scarce with the sponsorship, as Scarce said in the video. The day previous, he was just really being generous to him, saying good things, and he was trying to help him with the sponsorship. So when the sponsorship came, he was confirming his address, and at the same time he was just being kind of hypothetical. Like it's kind of like the gaming, or like saying shit talking and saying something to somebody's face. having it be two different things. And he made a video like, yo, like if I was really here, would you laugh at my daughter still? Like if I was at your house. And Scarce is twisting it to say, I will go to your house and then I would like to see you laugh at my daughter. Here's your address so I know where you live. No. That's not correct. I just wanted to get that all off my chest. It's been annoying me. Even one of my subscribers got mad at me and said like fuck you, and it's just like, why do we have to live in a community where people are constantly going at each other? I'm not hating on anybody. I watched both of them. It's just, why can't we all be in peace, man? I don't get it. One more thing, I was watching the video and he said he's making fun of kids who are cutting themselves. He's not doing that. He's just being realistic with them. I used to cut myself. I have one of my friends actually committed suicide because they cut too much, so it's not like I'm inexperienced to this. What he's saying is true. Cutting yourself is a waste of time and it's stupid, and if you do it, just don't do it. He's being straight up. A lot of people try to be like, help you out with your situation and be like, oh, don't cut. There's two ways to handling it. One's how Keem handles it and say like, fucking stop, you're being stupid, it's just ridiculous. And then you have the people that are trying to comfort him. But there's a third type of a person, and that's the kind that you don't want to be, is the people that are supportive. They're not saying, oh yeah, cut, but they're saying, you don't get it, you don't get it. It's kind of like they all band together and they're saying, Keem, you're wrong, you don't get it. People are doing this because they're depressed, and the people that are cutting are another psychological thing. I take psychology, so I know a lot of how mind stuff works, but they're getting rewarded technically because they're getting support, so they think that cutting is good, and this is all unconscious. So I just had to put that out there. Hopefully you guys stuck through the whole video, took what I had to say into consideration, and as always, stay being my friends.